Hi, thank you for visiting my YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to take a look at 1,700 funds and investment firms investing in fintech. To be clear, this exclusive database represents the who's who of global fintech investors and funds launched between 2022 and 2025, each identified as having an active or stated interest in the sector. So let's look at some key database components. You're going to see the Excel spreadsheet coming up a little bit later in the video. This presentation introduces an institutionally verified database of fintech funds, investment firms, and strategic capital groups actively deploying capital across global financial technology markets. Now, it's compiled from institutional databases, regulatory findings, fund disclosures, and primary research. It provides comprehensive visibility into active fintech allocators, updated mandates, and verified decision makers. Now, the coverage includes 1,700 fintech-focused funds and investors updated between 2022 and 2025. Now, those would be the funds. The reason I picked that range is because 2022 funds that were raised are probably allocating now, and 2025 and 2024, of course, are going to be allocating probably all the way into the end of 2029. So there's a long lifespan for this database. Now, there's 22,480 key contacts, including senior allocators and verified emails, core categories, payments, digital banking, lending, wealth tech, regtech, financial infrastructure, insurance technology, financial data platforms, and expertise financial software. Now, this data set isolates confirmed fintech mandates and deployment activity rather than broad investor listings. To make it really clear, you can't scrape this type of database from the internet, so don't believe anybody that tries to offer you that same sort of service. It just can't be done. Now, it highlights the institutions driving digital finance, innovation, and next generation financial platforms. It is suitable for founders, venture managers, corporate finance teams, placement agents, consultants, and operators seeking equity partners, strategic investors, and targeted capital relationships across the global fintech ecosystem. Global Venture Capital's database and verified access to institutional capital actively investing in fintech. Now, the firms represented in this database are managed by established venture sponsors, institutional fund managers, and early stage investment groups targeting seed to Series B opportunities in fintech and adjacent technologies. Now, their mandates span founder-led startups, scaling ventures, and finance-focused technology platforms across payments, digital banking, lending, wealth tech, regtech, and financial infrastructure. Sample strategies: seed and pre-seed funds supporting concept validation and initial commercialization, early stage and Series A vehicles focused on scalable platforms and market entry, venture growth and opportunity funds providing follow-on capital for expansion, and sector-focused funds dedicated to fintech, AI-enabled finance, digital infrastructure, and financial data innovation. Now, each profile includes institutional-grade intelligence covering investment stage, sector focus, regional preferences, fund structure, and verified decision makers. Compiled from institutional databases, public disclosure, and primary research. This data set delivers a detailed global view of fintech investment formation and supports users seeking active investors, co-investment partners, and strategic capital vehicles shaping the future of financial technology. Okay, so who can benefit from this database? Firstly, fundraisers and capital advisors. It's created for professionals managing venture seed and early growth capital raises. It supports placement agents, fundraising consultants, and advisory firms targeting institutional and family office investors with established fintech allocations. And it provides structured intelligence on venture funds, co-investment vehicles, and accelerators deploying capital globally. Secondly, fund managers, sponsors, and investment platforms. It's designed for general partners, accelerators, and investment platforms pursuing LP commitments, co-investment participation, and strategic partnerships. Now, it connects users with institutional investors, family offices, and corporate venture arms focused on seed to Series B opportunities, helping expand pipelines and identify aligned long-term partners. Thirdly, strategic advisors and industry consultants. It's built for advisors supporting venture formation, capital placement, or specific fundraising. Now, it offers visibility into verified early stage allocators investing across fintech, technology, healthcare, climate innovation, and industrial digitization, streamlines investor screening, and accelerates outreach workflows. Why this database matters? Well, Reproducing this intelligence independently would require months of research and costly international subscriptions, many lacking depth or current coverage. Now, each entry is sourced from institutional filings and verified databases, again, picked 2022 to 2025 for the funds, ensuring accurate, current, and exclusive data for fintech-focused investor engagement. So again, this is not a database you can scrape. This is a database that is actually from two of my institutional databases that I've merged, updated up to Q1 of 2025. So there's a long lifespan of this database. You're going to see the Excel spreadsheet coming up in just a bit. Now just take a look at the fintech investment outlook for 2025 and 2026. While fintech ranks as top 3 to 4 target sector for private equity and venture capital in 2025, as we're now closing in on the last quarter here, it's supported by strong funding, recovery, AI integration, and resilient subverticals such as payments, insurtech, and capital markets technology. Now, looking ahead to 2026, the research that I've been able to compile is the sector is projected to remain within the top 4 to 5 categories, maintaining solid momentum, though slightly overshadowed by faster growth in AI infrastructure and deep tech. AI infrastructure and deep tech are going to basically be number 1 or number 2 in most categories in the early 2026, but it shouldn't affect anybody that's trying to raise for fintech. Funding performance, well, fintech investment reached $11 billion in Q2 2025 alone across 390 deals. That's the strongest level since 2022. I'm sure there's a lot of AI that's involved in that as well. Mega rounds increased sharply quarter over quarter. Payments generated $2.6 billion. Insurtech $2.9 billion. And capital markets technology came in at $2.5 million. North America leads activity. Asia Pacific continues to strengthen, and Europe and Latin America remain a little bit slower. Now, private equity and VC positioning, fintech captured almost 11% of emerging VC funds between 2020 and 2025, slightly behind deep tech and AI, but ahead of healthcare. Private equity interest focuses on scalable, profitable platforms with themes such as AI-enabled automation. We're going to keep hearing AI all through this, right? B2B banking infrastructure and compliance technology. Key drivers, average deal size has reached a 2-year high, reflecting a shift towards defensible, high-quality models. Structural tailwinds include cross-border payments, embedded insurance, and regulatory technology. Continued strength in the United States supports a constructive outlook, with fintech expected to retain a leadership position even as AI infrastructure and deep tech accelerate through 2026. So let's take a look at the database. But first, a key database disclosure. I like to add this to all my database videos. Now, my extensive database library provides hundreds of thousands of global contacts, typically including profiles, emails, and websites, though not all details are complete. So not every cell is going to be completely populated in this database, even though it is an institutional quality. Now, it's primarily compiled between 2021 and 2025, with most updates in the last 2 years. Now, this corporate resource may include contacts whose roles have since changed, but it's designed as an excellent starting point for outreach. It's best leveraged and continually refined by organizations with dedicated data teams. Remember, this database is not something that you're going to spam. This is for deep research and targeting for your raise. Now, this database comprises a blend of individuals and companies, each with distinct investment criteria and operating conditions, so there's no guarantee your approach will be favorably received. Now note, this database is available to corporate or institutional groups only, no personal sales. Okay, now we're over on the spreadsheet part, so I'm just going to go quickly through these and you're going to show you a summary coming up a little bit later, but this will just give you a bit of a flavor. So for fintech investors, there's going to be a number of sheets that are part of the grand database. So if we take a look at fintech investors, now this is global. Without the USA, we've got a little over 550 of them. Go back up to the top. You're going to see their name, background, the firm type. Again, they could be investment company, insurance, public pension fund, asset manager, sovereign wealth fund, family office, you name it. Because it's global, you're going to see the country. A lot of them are going to have the assets under management, and of course you have the website and email, company email in this particular one. and you're going to see when I get to the contacts, those are individual emails. And then I go a little bit further on to the right, you're going to get more information on their strategy, geographic industries, industry verticals, a little bit more information on the date when it was added and date last updated. Now, if I go to the key contacts that are matched up with that, you can see that you're getting the investor or the group company name, the firm type, again, could be wealth manager, could be family office. There's a number of categories in there. You've got the name, their role, their job title, the asset class that they're most interested in, because this is a database that is specifically for the fintech sector. I've really just laid that out as these are all the private equity groups or firm or contacts. And then if we go to the fintech funds, again, this is the global funds. You're going to see the summary coming up with all the total numbers in a bit. These are all the funds that have been raised since 2022. You're going to get their name, their background, asset class, the strategy. Again, it could be early stage, it could be venture, it could be expansion, it could be growth. In many cases, you're going to get the fund manager, and the fund manager is going to be tied to the fund contacts page that you're going to see coming up. You're going to see core industries, more information about their country, their website, and their email. Now we go to the matching contacts page for that, and again, like you saw on the very first sheet, you're going to get the fund manager, firm type, name, title, asset class, and then email info. Again, you can see as I scroll down, these are very well populated databases. Then we go to the USA fintech funds. So this is similar to that first sheet you saw, except this is USA. We separated them so that this was a case study I recently did for a client, so there was a need to separate the global minus USA. And you can see it's got all the same information. And as we close over to the fintech funds, yep, you're going to see, so these are the fund managers. Again, each of these sheets has the firm and the contacts that relate to it. Again, they're all very well populated. And then let's go over to the US investment company that are focused on fintech. Again, same as the other sheets. You can see on the top, firm name, background, the firm type. As you can see, we've got pension funds, we've got family offices, we've got banks, investment banks. And again, as we scroll over to the right, you're going to get more information. And then we go to the key US contacts. Again, this matches up with the investment companies. You're going to see investment firm, firm type, name, very much the same as what you saw on the other sheets. You can see as I scroll down, most of these are all going to be populated. And again, these are all going to be private equity contacts. So now if there's no emails, most of these I think have been picked out have emails anyway. But if there's no email, it's very simple. You can just take the name, put it into LinkedIn, you get about a 98% hit. But for this particular case study, I think I've only included ones that have emails. Now let's take a look at what this looks like as a full summary. So in total, we have 1,715 funds or firms that have fintech as a key sector. And as far as the contacts with emails, we've got 22,480. And you can see we've got the sectors here. We've got the US fintech funds, Asia, Middle East, Europe fintech funds, investment firms with fintech interests. So we've got not only the funds and the firms, but the key contacts that match up. So that is the fintech database. And if you're looking to raise capital all the way, let's say up to the end of 2029, this is a great resource for you to use. Now you're looking for global funds and contacts. My verified database includes 24,000 global funds from 2022 to 2025 and around 400,000 fundraising executives with around 277,000 emails. Coverage across all regions, asset classes, and strategies. It's the most complete global capital access tool available. And here's some of the exclusive institutional databases available for purchase on my website. So these include Middle East Family Office, Global Family Office, Private Equity Investors List, Institutional Real Estate Investors, AI, mining and minerals, growth capital, early stage venture capital, USA family offices, global sovereign wealth funds, Middle East funds, Asia funds, and fintech investors database. For more information, contact at DubaiInvestorsList.com. That's DubaiInvestorsList.com. Please like, share, and subscribe.